Continuing with our website design series. This week, we actually started last week. I just want to make sure that I'm actually live on YouTube before I start diving in here. It takes a few seconds to come up. Okay, here we go. So, welcome. I do see that Maria is joining me on YouTube. Hello, Maria. Okay, so we're continuing our website series on HighLevel. We actually started last week and we created kind of like a universal website template. So it basically has all the standard functions and design of a website. But what's cool about it is you can take that universal template and then you can kind of piece it out to create a whole other website, which is what we're doing this week. This is an actual client of mine that I've had for several years. We are recreating their website that, let's see, we go here. This was the original website, but we're actually building it on HighLevel now. So you can see it is a lot better. It's a lot better, much more professional. It looks really good. We have done everything for the website so far, except now we need to create the refill and transfer pages. And so that's what we're going to do today. Now, the tools that we use in our program is HighLevel. We actually do. If you go to myvisionagency.com, you can see that we actually do use many tools. It's not just HighLevel, but that is the main tool that we use in our program. So you can definitely check that out there. Go, like I said, go to myvisionagency.com. We also use the Tier 5 premium software, and we just added the Genius Messenger CRM. So lots of cool things. We also have over 85,000 white label PLR products, as well as you can get a free Noisy account and get access to our network. And we do live training Monday through Friday, as well as a Friday Q&A session. In addition to that, we have over 2,000 social media templates that are all built on Canva, so you can easily brand and make your own. Okay, so to get started, of course, if you go up here, you can find out more information on each individual tool if you want to, and you could purchase the tools all on their own. However, it is actually a much a more budget-friendly option to just become a member, because you actually get, in the beginner plan, you get all of the high-level tools within my agency. Okay, so I kind of, I bear the brunt of the expenses and you just get the benefit of the tools. Okay, so you can actually get a 30-day free trial here inside of Vision. Okay, you can also get some of the Tier 5 tools within the business plan, and you can even get all of the tools, everything that we offer here in the professional plan, and that does include the Genius Messenger CRM. Okay, but if you are an experienced agency owner and you're like, look, I've been in the game for a while, I'm experienced with this, I have a couple clients, I want to just jump in and have my own branded agency, or I want to be my own, resell the Tier 5 software myself, you can actually sign up for one or these, and you can see all of my bonuses and benefits here. Now, I do want to clarify, I do have it written in text, but just to be clear, that if you want the professional plan, you do need to be on the 297 or the 497 high-level plan. Okay, so this is my bonus for using my affiliate link, that I will give you the professional plan here if you create your agency pro account at the 297 or 497 level. If you just create the 97 account, which is, it doesn't give you the ability to create unlimited sub accounts, I'm still giving you the free beginner account, and you also do get all of my high level benefits. Okay, so just to make that clear, everyone who knows me knows I love to be as transparent as possible, sometimes to a fault. I see that Ricardo hopped in, and Linwood and Floyd. Hello, thank you so much for joining me. Okay, so let's dive into our website here. Okay, so here are 3 pages. Now, what we need to do, and this is going to be really easy, is we just need to create a refill page and a transfer page, and that is just simply a page with a form. Okay, so we're just going to duplicate this page here by clicking clone page. And now we have our cloned page, and the first thing I want to do is change the title of it so that I can keep it straight. So we're going to say this is refill. And remember, when I choose, especially when we're recreating a website instead of just creating, I want to make sure that the paths or the URLs are the same as the old website. So I'm going to go to the old website and I'm going to click refill, and I'm going to make sure that the URL is / refill. And it is. So I'm going to leave it refill and I'm going to click update. And that's to just ensure that there are no broken links somewhere, to make sure that we remain congruent. Okay, so now it is tempting to just go ahead and recreate the transfer page, but the transfer page is going to be exactly like the refill page. So again, this is one of these things that you can do to save time. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and edit the refill page, and make sure that this is exactly what we want so that we don't need to recreate. Okay, so I'm actually just going to delete this. Actually, instead of doing that, maybe we could just add, let's just do this and let's delete this. So we could actually just leave this down here as a, an additional way for them to contact, because you can really never have too much information as long as it's not cluttered. And then we can click add element. Let's go ahead and add a headline. And actually, we don't really need that because we can use this up here. So let's enter basically what do we want them to do on this page, okay? So fill out the form below to refill a prescription, and our team will get started on it right away. Okay, now I'm going to save this. And we do need to add a form section up here. So I'm actually going to add a column, and I'm going to drag this up here, and let's go ahead and save. Okay, now I do have some extra images just because I wanted to save your guys' time. And I went through, we've already definitely created a lot of, I've already shown you how to do this. This is just 1,500 by 600 is the size I like to use on the secondary pages. So I'm actually just going to download these because I want to see, I really just wanted a selection. I want to see which ones look better. So I'm going to click JPEG and then download. And, like I talked about before, when I'm choosing the images, I want to choose, the demographics of the business location. I'm looking for, I don't want to have a lot of text. If my text is going to be in the center, I want to make sure that, the images, maybe it's off to the side, like you can see here. Or if I wanted to add a video, maybe I'd want the video to be on the left-hand side. So I want to make sure that it's not covering up any information on the right-hand side or graphics like this lady standing there. So those are all the things that I consider. Okay, so I'm going to open up this folder now, and I want to extract, because when you download multiple items at once, Canva will put it in a zip folder. So now that they are extracted, I'm just going to minimize this. And I'm going to go back here to our refill page, and I'm going to click here to change the background image. So I'm going to click here. And then I want to go to my folder, and I can actually upload all of these at once or one at a time. Let's just do them all at once just to save time. So if you just click outside of your image here, so I'm just literally left clicking, I'm holding down there. You can, when you see this little option here, you can expand all of this. And then once they're all selected, you can just drag them in. Okay, so I just drug in 10 images at once, so that makes it really, really simple and fast. Okay, so I'm going to actually choose this image here. Okay, so we have this lady. Maybe we want to move it up just a little bit or center it. So we can do whatever we want to. Okay, so again, I don't want to waste a lot of your time here playing around with this, because I definitely will be going back through to make sure that everything looks good. And of course, you want to test a million times. I can't say it enough. Go through every single page, click every single button, make sure that everything is going exactly where it needs to be. I definitely need to change out the phone number and the hours of business and things like that. Okay, so I just want to say that. But again, I don't want to waste your time. I've done so many of these trainings. I just want you to know how to accomplish this. Now you can see here that this is actually not even. So what I need to do, since this has 2 lines of text, what I can do is just click enter here, and then come here and click enter, and then click enter. Okay, now that makes it all even, and I'm going to click save. Okay, so now that I've saved that, I'm going to go out of here, and of course we can now duplicate this page. All right. So now I am going to duplicate. So we're going to hit clone and go to the settings, and let's click on transfer. And we will click transfer here as well and update. And of course, let's make sure on our page that that is the actual URL, and it is. So now that we have that created, I'm going to click here to open up in the new tab. And all we need to do is really change this image and then change this to say transfer. Transfer. And fill out the form below to transfer a prescription, and our team will, let's be more specific, transfer your prescription from another pharmacy, and our team will contact them for you to make the transition as simple and worry-free as possible, because we like worry-free and simple. Okay, so I'm going to click save now. And now we just have an area where we need to add our form, but as soon as we pull in the form, it's going to ask us to select the form. So we need to actually create the form. But before we do that, let's change this image because we don't want it to be redundant, and maybe we'll just choose this one. Okay, so transfer and save. All right, so now let's go create our forms. Okay, now this is another reason why this is so great to just have the whole thing built in here, is because we go to the form builder. When they fill out the form, it's actually going to be, it's going to go into the CRM. So when I say it goes into the CRM, what happens is not only does it get added as a contact here, okay, but it also gets added in the conversation, it gets added in their profile, right? So in the conversations, it will show all of the things that are being discussed between the staff and the client. They can set up automations. There's a sales pipeline, which again, if we're using, if we go to opportunities and we want to create the sales pipeline to help them with their process, what we can do is go to pipelines and do create pipeline. And then we'll just say new refill. And we'll say refill requested. And you guys, when the reason I'm telling you this is not really so much about web design, but it's a huge, huge selling point when you are trying to sign businesses up. You're always looking to be the solution, right? So it's a huge selling point to say, hey, let me help you streamline your processes. Okay, yeah, web design is part of it, but it's more about the tools and saving time and money, right? So refill requested, let's say refill completed. And then maybe we could say refill delivered or something, just to make it simple. Of course, you would want to talk to the client and see what their processes are and what stages that they would like. So there is some, you definitely, again, it's all about listening to the client, okay? So now that we have that, we could just go to the opportunities, and we could go to new refill, and now you see the different stages. Now, if we have an automation set up that every time someone fills out our refill request form, it's going to create a card here. Now, if you can imagine, if you're the business owner and you have this open all day, then it's really easy to see, oh, okay, we got a refill request because this person's here. It's also good to see, maybe because pharmacies have multiple, they usually have someone answering the phone, they have the technician, they have the pharmacist. So everyone can see at what level this order is done. Okay, so while this is a great tool for sales and tracking all of your leads and things, those refill requests or transfer requests or just things that you need to keep track of in your workflow and your processes, this is a great way to do that. Okay. So let's go back here to the main website again, and let's go to the form builder. And it looks like I did at one point already start the refill request form. So let's see how far I got. All right, so cool. It's just a standard refill request. So let's actually start from scratch so that you guys can see the whole process. We're going to create a new form, and let's go ahead and give this form a title. So I'm going to go to options, and I'm going to just type in what it's called. Okay, refill request or transfer request. And now I'm going to click save. All right. Now this is really important here because this tells us like what do we want to happen after they submit the refill request. Okay. So now you do have several options. You can just leave this like this, and then you can decide on the website where you want it to go after they submit it. Or you could send it to any URL you want to. Or you could actually click here and then type in a message. So let's say, thank you for your transfer. Or let's say, we have received your information and will be in contact as soon as we can. Please give us a call at, and let's go ahead and look for their phone number. Give them a call at this number. Please give us a call at, um, if you, oops, I guess that, oh, I see. Because it was white and it pasted just like it is. It is not going to let me just paste. So let's go to it and let's see here. 317. Oh, here we go. That's why. All right, and let's go back. All right. Receive your information. Please give us a call at, and Control V to paste if you have any questions. All right, and let's go ahead and save. All right, so now we have the form created, or the named rather, and we have the message that's going to show as soon as they submit the form. So now we just need the fields. So how do I know what fields? Let's go to the transfer page, and you see here we need one that says name on prescription. Okay, so that's really easy. So let's go ahead and we can drag in full name, and let's type in here, or actually paste rather. Highlight and paste. Okay, and do we want to make this required? Yes, we do, because obviously we need to see. And the placeholder, basically, what is this? Here is the placeholder right here. But we're basically, when it's the query key, that tells the system what it is. So if you have a form that has like full name, or you have like auto tags or something like that, it's going to recognize this as full name. Okay, if you do not want the placeholder there, or I'm sorry, if you don't want, like for example, this, you could just delete that. Okay, if you don't want that. Um, but you actually, you can get rid of this, but it's like sometimes when you do that, you need to see this area above. So I could paste this here and then have that inside of the box, but that looks really weird, and so I don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to make this full name. Okay. So you can definitely just play around with it. This is the thing with so many options. You can do whatever you need. Full name. Okay. And now let's go back here. Let's go ahead and save again. And let's see what the next one. All right, your email. So I'm just going to drag in email. Let's see your phone number. Let's drag in a phone number. All right, what's your address? So now I can bring in, where's the address? Okay, we probably want city and state. Here we go. And how can we package this for you? Okay, so let's copy this. And this is actually like a radio option, so they can only choose one. So if you click that or that, so there's only one option. So what we're going to do is go to custom fields. And we're going to add a custom field, and we're going to choose the radio option. We're going to paste the answer there. We'll go ahead and say that's going to be our placeholder. And now we need to choose our first selection, which is multi-dose. Okay. And we're going to add another box. So we have child-proof caps. Okay, and then we have another option, and it is easy open caps. And this is having this there, it's like, yeah, you could do whatever you wanted to. You didn't really have to have this option here, but this is just another way of letting people know that they do have multi-dose packaging. They do have child-proof caps, and they have the easy open ones for the senior citizens. It's really hard if you have arthritis or an amputation or something like that. So it is really good, when they're filling out their transfer request, it's good for them to know that they have those options. Okay, so now we're going to click Save. And now we've added that custom field here. So we're going to go ahead and drag that in. Now we need to go to the next one. So would you like free express delivery anywhere in Indiana? So now we need to create another field, and this one's going to be radio as well. So we're going to click there. Let's go ahead and paste. And let's see, no, I'd prefer to pick it up. And we add the address there just to be more transparent, to let people know exactly where it's located, but also to let them know, like, hey, if we are close or we're not close to you. Maybe that's something that you want to consider when you're deciding if you want free delivery. Okay, so every single thing, even on the forms, is a way for you to advertise your services. Okay, so I'm going to now drag this in here, and of course let's save because we've done enough work. And now let's see, name of the pharmacy we're transferring from. So this is just a text box. So I'm going to go here. Let's add another custom field, and this is going to be text. So we're just going to paste that there. And as our placeholder, we're pasting that there and save. So when we add that and we drag that in, you see now that's just a box for them to text in, okay, or actually type the name of the pharmacy. So now we need another text box, and we're just going to copy this. I'm going to add this here, go to text, and copy and paste. And now we're going to drag this in, okay? Now I'm going to save. Let's go back here. And we have 3 more boxes. So let's choose this one here. And you do want to consider, is it something that is going to take a lot of text? Because you maybe want a large text box. Or if it's just like one line of text, you just need a simple text box. Okay, so a large text box would be like this one here, where maybe it's like, do you have any additional information you want to share? It could be kind of an extensive story they need to tell. Or if it's like, hey, what's the name of your doctor? They can just do the text, right? So that just makes it super simple. So I'm going to go ahead and just paste this here. And now that we've created that, we're going to drag this in and save. And let's go back here, and I'm going to copy this. And let's go to add. Let's see. Okay, it was just a text field. And you guys can see how fast this is. If you had to like actually think about what to add and all of that, obviously this would take a long time, but you're not really doing that. That's why recreating is so much easier. Please include the prescription numbers. Okay, so let's see. Please include you wish to transfer. Okay, and do you have any additional comments? And of course, with comments, we would want to choose a larger box. So we're going to choose add custom field, large, and let's paste and save. And let's drag that in. Okay, now if we don't choose a button on here, it's going to give us like a little teeny tiny button here, but I actually want to add my own button. So I'm going to go to standard, and then I'm going to add a button here. Now you do have other options here, like maybe you want to utilize the CAPTCHA option. You could totally do that. Since I am the agency owner, I could actually brand the form if I wanted to, so that my logo shows up down here, but I don't want to do that for them, so I'm going to choose that. If you want to edit the button, you can make it full width, which I definitely would do. And you could also change the color, like the background color and things. And since we are definitely wanting to use a branded color, let's go over here and let's make this a branded color. So I'm just going to choose the red. And let's go back. We're going to make this the background. Oops, we need to get rid of that hashtag there when I copy because it already adds it in there. So I'm going to copy and go back here and paste. And now we have this red button, and let's go ahead and add submit your transfer request. Okay, so now we got that all done, and of course we want to save again. And now if I wanted to integrate this into another website, I could click here, and then I could just add this in the iframe. I could also just share the link to this if I wanted to. But what I'm actually going to do is go back to our website builder, go to Indie Scripts, and I'm going to go to our page that is the transfer. And I am going to click here to add element. I'm going to drag in the form, and you see right away it brings this up and asks you which form. So I want to choose the transfer request, and then it pulls it in here, and you want to save. Okay, so it's good that we have the contact information down here because if you think about if you're a customer or you're someone who is wanting to have a new pharmacy to manage your prescriptions and you're transferring, then you're filling out all of this information. And when you get to the bottom to submit your information, you can actually see the contact info. So we're saying, hey, you can submit this, but if you need to, contact us or fax us, or here's the address and here's the email address and here's our location, or do you need to so you have all of these options here. Okay. So we've definitely saved it. If you don't like something about the form, to edit it, you just need to go back to your forms, and like if you don't want the border or whatever you want to do. Okay. So it's the exact same process. For the refill request, you're just going to click there, and then you're going to create the whole form. Okay, so I don't want to have to bore you with all of that again, but here's the thing about when you fill out that form. Okay, so let's go to automations, and let's choose we're going to start a automation from scratch. Okay, so I'm going to click there, and let's call this refill request. Right, so refill request. Oops. All right, so our trigger is, what do you think the trigger is? It is going to be the form, the refill request form. But if I just stopped here, for example, if I just left it here, then it would, every single time any form within this account is filled out, it would trigger this workflow. But we actually just want a specific form. So we're going to choose the form is, and then we're going to say refill request. Okay, so I'm going to click save. Now, we can add tags if we want to. We can send an email saying, hey, thank you for submitting your refill request. We're working on it, and we'll let you know when it's delivered. We could send them a text message and say, hey, we just thank you for submitting. We got it. Or we could actually add them to a queue to call. We could send them a ringless voicemail. We could even do Facebook Messenger. We could do all of these things, okay? We could even add them to like our manual bulk actions where we will manually text them. Like maybe we want to manually text them when the driver is leaving with their prescription, or we could add a contact tag. Like maybe we want to say, refill requested, and that way if we ever want to go back and send an email to, like maybe for example we're running a campaign where all of the people who have submitted a refill request from us would mean that they are current patients or current customers, so we would want to then retarget them, right? So we would want to offer them, the people who have submitted a refill request, whatever the special was. Okay. Also the important thing is the updating. Okay, so we created the pipeline, right? So I now, every time they submit the refill request, remember our pipeline, the first stage is they submitted it. So what we need to do is tell the system, hey, this form was filled out. Now we need you to create the card inside the pipeline. So that's what this option is here. So I'm going to click here. And I'm going to choose the pipeline. So we're going to say new refill. And I want to choose the stage. So it was refill requested. Now, of course, I would want to create additional workflows like what happens when the refill is completed. Maybe at that point, we want to send a text message to the customer and say, hey, we've just completed your refill. You will be, receiving your delivery today or tomorrow or whatever. And then maybe when we do the refill delivered, we want to send an email and then ask them, hey, we just delivered your refill. Please let us know if you have any issues or questions. We're happy to help. And if we did a great job, would you mind sending us or giving us a Google review? Right? Because we have reputation management as well, you have that review gate where you can send them the link. Okay, so lots of options here. I've done tons of training on workflows, so I don't want to go too deep into the actual creating the workflow, but just so that you know that something as simple as adding that form, and you could add the form on any website and still utilize the CRM. So if the client already has their own website and they're like, we love it, we don't want to change it, it's no problem. You can integrate the forms and then they can still utilize the whole system. Okay, so just as long as this form, no matter where it's at, if you share the link, if it's embedded on a page, it doesn't really matter. Anywhere this specific form is filled out, it's going to trigger whatever you have added here in this workflow. Okay. Now the cool part is maybe the people in the staff, they're just really, really busy, right? They just don't have time to even look at the sales pipeline. Okay. Unless they are like prompted, or maybe we just want to make sure that they are prompted. So what we can do is actually send a internal notification. So you can choose internal notification here, and you can email the user of the account or a specific user. You could send a notification that actually shows up here in your notifications tab. And you could also send a text message. So maybe you want to send one person, or maybe you want to send everybody in the pharmacy a text message to say, hey, we have a new refill request. Whatever the client wants their system to be set up as, you do have the option to be able to do that. Okay, so super, super cool. So many options of things that you can do. And of course, once you have all of this set up, you want to definitely save and make sure to publish. Okay, because publishing, you just click there by toggling that on. Publishing is what's going to make that live. Okay, so I'm going to get out of this now. So that is really the gist of how to recreate a website. Now you guys see, just in the time that we've spent together, just the last few days, we took that website template and we completely recreated this whole website here. Okay, so it's really, I mean, what is this? This is the 4th day. I haven't even done a whole training, none of the trainings have lasted a whole hour. So let's say less than maybe 3 hours it's taken us to get to this point. Okay, 3 hours to onboard a client that could be paying you $1,500 a month every single month until the end of time. Okay, so there's so much that 3 hours is nothing if you get that client onboarded so that they can stay with you. Okay, so again, if you are not a member yet, and I do want to invite you guys, go to myvisionagency.com, create a free trial, see if this is a great program for you. If you're already a member and you have access to the Tier 5 tools, meaning you have this plan here. Okay, so if you have access to Genius Pages, Domain Leads, all of this software here, you now have access to a Genius Messenger CRM at no additional cost. You guys know that I love to overwhelm you with value, which is truthfully because I practice what I preach, and I have a 95% retention rate because I overwhelm with value. Okay, so that's why I keep my clients. That's why I keep all of the members of my program, because you want to overwhelm with value. And this is literally, if you were to buy all of these tools separately, I think it was like $4,000 if you add them all up. Okay, so go ahead and join. And if you want to join HighLevel as an agency owner or a Tier 5 partner, you can see all the benefits and things there. Okay, so go to the inside your dashboards, go to Tier 5 and Genius CRM, and you will be able to access the training here and your login information. Okay, so if you don't have access to any of these tools and you feel like you should, you can message me here. Okay, that goes directly to me. instead of support. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you all tomorrow for our Friday Q&A session. Until then, go make your vision a reality. Bye.